It was Swiss bliss for 5 minutes, and then the Switzerland defence backed off like they do with taxes, and it was all over. And in the end, it was a taxi for Switzerland. England advanced into the semi-finals. Switzerland are going home, but the wrong team won this game. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Very disappointing. Switzerland weren't great today, but they were a hell of a lot better than England. And what did they get rewarded with? They got rewarded with absolutely nothing. We got one Embolo goal. We got Widmer, whatever he's called, Yidmar, I don't know. He was garbage, chance after chance after chance. He didn't take it in the second half in extra time. You had Shaqiri coming on, was good, but the only problem is he didn't get brought on with about 17 minutes to go. I don't know if he doesn't have the fitness or the levels to play a full game, but I think he could have at least made a better impact had he came on second half. Embolo, I thought, played alright, even though he had limited chances. I mean, it was a decent performance for Switzerland. It wasn't a good performance, but it was definitely a decent performance against a shite England team. But somehow, the England team won the game. So, let's talk about the first half. Nothing happened. 0-0. England had no shots on target. Switzerland had, I believe, one. I thought Switzerland got into the better areas. I'm not going to claim that they looked like they were going to score, but I think Switzerland edged the first half. However, the commentary team on BBC thought otherwise. They were marking out over this England performance, and it was actually quite embarrassing how well they were making out England were playing. Just because it might be an improvement on Slovakia and Denmark and Slovenia and all these other shite teams that England have played this season in this tournament. But let's be real here. Let's keep it 100% real. That first half performance was mediocre.
It was shite. Only one Saka could go through, and it was the Saka that we didn't like it, because Shaka crashed out it. Anyway, England won, Switzerland won. I finally get a minute to speak here. You've been very critical of England in here. They've been absolutely pissed.
Well, I'm not having it. If you're going to defend them, don't fucking bother. They're pish.
I'm not defending them. Fucking reel it in. All I'm going to say is, I'd rather play pish and make it to the semi. Alright?
We played better against Switzerland than they did.
Aye, we drew one each.
Aye. So they.
And where are we? We're sitting here. Not in the fucking semi-final. We're sitting here clinically depressed for Steve Clarke. Yeah. Yo, if England crashed out tonight, obviously it'd be a bigger failure for them, much better team, etc, etc, etc. I don't need to explain it, but I'm sick of you trying to fucking say that Steve Clarke's the man and Scotland did this and Scotland did that. Yeah, England are mints, right? But they're in the fucking set. He could walk away with the Euros.
I've said Scotland are shite. What more do you want me to say? But
they're worse than shite, diabolical.
No, we've played better than they have.
I'm not too convinced.
I am convinced. We were decent against Switzerland. We were better against Switzerland than England were.
Right, we're all entitled to our opinions, aren't we? But I thought Switzerland were the much better team in the second half of the game. Widmer, I would like more.
No, I don't want any more of him. He wasn't any good.
Yeah, but I would expect a bit more. Yo, I mean, I'm not even taking the piss, man. I would like to think if me and you were on, half the chances he got would have did a bit more damage. He was ballooning them at the fucking stadium.
Switzerland were getting into good areas. They were on the counter. They looked dangerous, but just never really, were clinical when they got their opportunity. And Bolo, when he got his goal, I mean, he slides in, he gets a touch on it for about 6 yards out. And then Switzerland, who had been on top the entire second half, they just sat back. They invited the pressure. And with the goal, I mean, it's a decent strike, but Saka cuts inside and he is not closed down. Why, I do not know. He's given time, he's given space, and you can't allow good players to do that. You expect good players to at least get a good shot on target for this, for this angle, and that's what he done in off the post. And then after England got the goal, a couple of minutes later, they just died down again, and it was Switzerland on top. Swiss boys on top. Awful
defending though, that goal. You're in a quarter final here. England are creating nothing. All you've got to do is close them down, and there's nothing of the sorts. I don't fucking get why this defending was so bad here. We're not talking Anthony Ralston on the ball, even though he passed it to Switzerland anyway. We're talking Saka. See his he's got one of the best left foots in football. How many times did he cut in from Arsenal and score? And that's exactly what they let him do.
Didn't close them down. Didn't do anything. Just
It's a good finish, but it's not like the shot had like velocity in it. He simply passed it into the back of the net because he was allowed to.
I don't think he hit it as clean as he wanted to. Nobody aims for in after the post.
Well,
no, it's just not really what you do. But anyway,
aimbot, aimbot. He hit it in off the post. 1-1. Switzerland create so many other chances before full time, but they don't score them. Widmer at the back post. What are you doing?
The best chance, I think, even though it didn't really result in a chance, well, it kind of did, but was it the Embolo one just before? I think it was in 92nd minute. The cross comes in. Embolo is on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he tries to header it, but it glances off his head and actually goes away from goal. And then it takes it slightly off the path of another Swiss player that was coming in with a diving header. And because Embolo got a slight touch on it, it took the ball away from him. And then we got a Switzerland player that trapped the ball and then decided to sky it about 40 yards over the goal. So, that was a big chance. That would have won the game. And at this point, England, the English commentators, they wanted the whistle to go because they were under it. They wanted extra time. They got extra time, and guess what? They were under the caution extra time as well. Switzerland were the better side, just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. We go to penalties, and this, in my opinion, is when England become favourites, because despite Switzerland being the better team, when it comes to penalties, you can say it's 50-50, but you expect the better quality players to take better penalties. And therefore, for me, England were favourites here. England took...
Yeah, a lot of these penalty kick takers for England are actually the penalty kick takers for the club, which I think is crucial. Ivan Toney, Cole Palmer, who else was in there? Who else took one? Saka took one. He takes them for Arsenal. Who else? Trent, set piece. Man, who was the other guy that scored one?
Bellingham.
Did
the whole ear things.
Yeah, he's a dick. That's what he is.
I cannot stand him. Switzerland penalties weren't bad, but the first one was terrible. Akani, terrible penalty. Pickford guessed the right way, saved. I mean, unfortunately for Sommer, he didn't really get close. I think the Ivan Toney one, he guessed the right way, but the other four he didn't even get close to.
He was nowhere near. Unacceptable from this guy, is what it was. But England go through. No, it was an awful penalty shootout because you just knew as soon as that was missed, man. There was like no pressure. I'm not saying there's no pressure in the England players.
Especially when you're going second. See if you're going second and you missed the first one. And
England are going 2-0, 3-1, 4. You know, they're going constantly up. Well, I think when they score 4, it's done. But that's it. And we're looking at a realistic possibility that England make it to a final. I would put them as favourites ahead of Holland and Turkey.
I mean, even if they're not, you expect them to put in a shite performance and probably sneak by.
Yep.
I still think Spain are favourites for the tournament. I expect Spain to win it. Who knows? Could France turn up and do the double? They won the World Cup.
I'd rather Spain in the final if you want England not to win it.
True. Who knows though? Let's not rule out Turkey. Let's not rule out Holland. I think they've been decent.
Turkey's 1-0 up, by the way, so there is those apples. But anyway, guys, that is it for this match review. We'll be back soon for some other content here on the channel, some transfer news. There's not really much happening here on the 6th of July, but it will be here. You get the Fireplay Cup or the Premier Sports Cup next week. Who knows what will happen.
It's been a shite last 3 weeks.
It has been. It's been the past, yeah, you're right, 3 weeks. It is 3 weeks. It's been shite. Scotland getting scudded, and England are going to win it.